Good evening. As we meet for the last poll day post-poll briefing today, I just have a request to make, and which is partly out of the request that all of you made to me that you wanted it early, you wanted it short, so that the exit poll information can be covered after this. We'll keep this briefing limited on voter turnout and counting issues. Any other issues, we'll take it up later. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you very much, Faraji. Very good evening, all media friends. We, the team of the officers of ECI, are here finally for the 7th round of poll. This is so we are meeting here at the juncture where the poll for the 7th and ultimate going to close in most of the states where the 7th phase election is going on. With this, the polling has concluded in 542 parliamentary constituencies across states and union territories. For the lower PC, the elections were denotified, and at a later point of time we'll let you know of the elections of Vellore. Today the 7th phase that went to polls consisted of 59 parliamentary constituencies in 8 states. The states are Bihar, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, and UT of Chandigarh. You are all aware that the elections in India are conducted at a scale and magnitude that is unparalleled in the world. This is a colossal exercise of 2019, which had an electorate size of over 1900 million electors, with about 438 million female electors and 471 male electors. There were more than 39,000 electors who were of the third gender. The national election was conducted in 7 phases. The first phase on April 11th and the last phase today, that is on May 19th, 2019. A hopping 10.38 lakh polling stations, of which 74% were the rural polling stations. The Election Commission committed to make the elections totally accessible. With this mandate, the electoral officers across the country came up with the innovative mechanism, including the sumptuous and effective use of the information and communication technology to ensure that our persons with disabilities are able to register themselves and cast their votes easily and conveniently. The total number of persons with disability electors in the country were about 62 lakhs. The young voters of the country are our most valuable resources, a resource that has an inherent transformative potential. We take the young electors not only as a vote for the country as a whole. They were encouraged to come out, register and vote by means of sweep campaigns which addressed them. The electoral roll of 2019 had 1.9 crore voters in the age group of 18 to 19 years. One important feature was that a large number of centenarian voters, they were able to cast vote this time without difficulty. The 7th phase today had 7.27 crore electors, of which 3.47 crore were women and 3.8 crore male electors and 3,377 persons of third gender. The polling was carried out through 1.14 lakh polling stations. 74% of these were located in the rural areas. In the age group of 18 to 19 years old voters, the youth who came out to play a decisive role, in this phase were numbered at 12.45 lakhs. The highest number being in the state of Madhya Pradesh, 4.30 lakhs, closely followed by Punjab with 3.494 lakhs. The persons of disabilities registered as electors for this phase were 6.8 lakhs. You would see the turnout figures up to phase 6. Up to phase 6, we have a total turnout of 67.37%. If you compare with this 2014 turnout, which was 66.4%. So up to 6th phase, yes. For 7th phase, we will be giving you the figures towards the end of this briefing. I'm just giving you. 2014 was 66.44%. Same parliamentary constituencies. For 2019, this is 67.37%. So for we will calculate till we get the final figures, and towards the close of this briefing, we'll let you know about the turnout, which is for the 6th phase, and what was it in the corresponding year of 2014. So before I give mic to my colleagues to speak about their states, I would like to thank you all for being with us, and all media of the electronic, print, and internet categories who worked very hard with us, and they helped us in disseminating information to all the voters, and all the crucial information was given to the Election Commission through the media and also to all the stakeholders. Millions of voters who are the most important stakeholders for the Election Commission of India, and they have lived up to the ideals set forth in the Constitution of India. They came in a very large number. We hope that this turnout will be much better than what it was in the last election. Braving the harshness of weather, scorching heat, and impediment of other kinds, they came forward in large number and voted all across the phases in different rounds of elections. We are extremely thankful to the senior citizens and persons with disabilities, and the fortitude and resolute will, building this electoral process stronger. We are thankful to all the field machinery, all the presiding officers, all the booth level officers, all the volunteers, returning officers, district election officers, chief electoral officers, and all other state nodal officers. They have toiled day and night despite adverse circumstances, at times with one goal in mind: the smooth conduct of free and fair election. Our thanks to lakhs of the security personnel from the CPF, police, and other organizations. It was a task, arduous and exhausting, traveling hundreds of kilometers in order to ensure an atmosphere of peace and reassurance to every voter. We are thankful to all other stakeholders, all civil society organizations who helped us in connecting and engaging with the voters directly. So thank you very much again, and I would request my colleague Mr. Sandeep Saxena to give you a brief about the IT electoral roll and also about the state which concerns him.
Thank you very much. Good evening, friends, and I'm happy that today the number of press persons are more than the last. I think earlier calling you is really paid the dividend. I welcome all of you and would like to share certain snippets of information which you may be very interested, and many of you are asking me also. Let me give you the perspective about the electors and voters up till 6th phase, the actual number. In 2014, the number of male electors, I'm telling about 6th phase, what has already completed, vis-a-vis what was in those PC. Number of electors, male, were 37.35 crores and voter turnout was 25.01 crores for male. This time, the total male electors up till 6th phase were 41.84 crores and turnout was 28.17 crores. So there is an increase of 3.16 crore voters up till 6th phase for the same parliament constituencies which were held in 2014 and now. Coming to women, I am very happy that our female voters have really come out in a very big way. That will be evident when I tell you the figures. For 2014, total number of electors in female category were 33.96 crore and turnout for 6 up to 6 phase correspondingly was 22.17. This time, the number has increased to, electors have increased to 39.02 crores and the turnout is 26.27 crores. So 4. Female voter turnout. Overall, if you see, the total electors which went for poll up till 6th phase 2014 was 71.37 crore and turnout was 47.19. Now for the 2019 general election, 80.87 crore was the total electors and voting was 54.45 crores. So total 7.26 crore more number of electors had voted up till 6th phase and the gap has come down substantially. What the male-female voter turnout gap last year in absolute number was about 3 crores, it has come down to only 1.9 crores. So while electors are less, if you see the percentage turnout is much more for the women voters. So this is one thing which I thought I should share with you. Another very heartening factor I would like to share with you is that for the service voter, if you ask me in 2014 what was the turnout, I don't have the figure because we did not separately calculate it. But I can tell you about this time. For all the 7 phases, because we have already sent the postal electronic ballot to all service voters, for the total number is 18 lakh number of service voters. We have the simultaneous election in 4 states. We have by-elections. So all put together, we had sent 19.33 lakh number of total electronic one-way postal ballot. And up till day before yesterday, 11.01 lakh were already received back. Since we are getting all these postal ballot through speed post, so postal department is sharing that another 5.48 lakhs are in the pipeline, which will be reaching well before 23rd and some more will come. So the total number now becomes, which is either received or in the pipeline, is 16.49 lakh. And if you see the percentage, it comes to 85.26% of the service voters' postal ballot have already been either received or going to reach. It will definitely increase. I must say that this is one effort of Election Commission which really has gone a long way in bringing the inclusivity in our elections. And whenever we go out or we interact with the CAPF or CISF personnel deployed at various places, they say yes, they have voted, and that's a great achievement of the commission. Another one factor, information I wanted to share with you is that we have registered overseas electors vis-a-vis 2014. If you see, it is about 350% more number we have registered. So our outreach for the overseas elector has also increased. I'm having with me the figure from 1951 up till the 2019 6th phase election, and the percentage which turnout, which was 44.87 in 1951, has increased to 67.37, which was up to 6th phase the turnout. I am sure it will be further increasing because what we have got so far, the information about the voter turnout is quite positive as compared to the last time. So I will not be taking much time because we want to keep it as short as possible. Our state will be coming to 2 of the states which I am looking after. Three of the state today went for poll. The Punjab, last time voter turnout was 71.28% for the entire state. Now we got the figures up till 5 o'clock, and the voting is continuing. As you know, 6 o'clock is the time. The figure which was reported for Punjab was 60% at 5 p.m. and it will be going further. Chandigarh, the 2014 turnout was 73.84. Now it is 65% at 5 p.m. And for Himachal Pradesh, the turnout was 65.06%. Already 65.5% is the turnout reported. So it is more than already 65.06 was last time. This time it is 65.5%. Yeah, but Chandigarh 73.84 for 2016 and 65.5% for this time. Punjab 71.28 last time, and as reported now it is 60% at 5 p.m. Overall figure for last parliament election for the same number of parliament constituency was 64.63. Already up to 64.63 for all the 59 number of parliament constituency which went for poll last time. And as I am reporting to you now, already 61% is the turnout which has been reported at 5 p.m. for all put together 59 number of parliament constituency. Okay, seventh phase 2014, the figure was 64.63% in 2014, and as it has been reported already, 61% is the turnout up till 5 p.m. And we'll be getting more, which will be coming in time. I request now Mr. Deep Jain to brief about EVM, VVPAT, and also the turnout. He'll be coming.
Thank you, sir. And once again, a very good evening and welcome to all the media friends. I'll cover the briefing for Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. First, starting with Madhya Pradesh, the final phase in 8 parliamentary constituencies went absolutely incident-free. The total number of voters today were 1.49 crore, comprising 76 lakh male voters and 72.8 lakh female voters and 484 third gender. 11,202 service voters were there in this, and total candidates today were 82, comprising 6 female candidates and 76 male candidates. Poll took place in 18,411 polling stations. Just a few highlights. The total arms deposited for this phase was 60,477. There were 61 PWD manned boats. 32,717 vehicles were deployed by volunteers to assist the elderly, disabled, pregnant women and lactating mothers. 4,061 queue-less polling stations were there, and 1,157 all-women managed polling stations. The turnout figures as of 3 p.m. was 59.38% for the 8 PCs which went for poll, and the corresponding figure of 2014, the final figure for these 9 PCs was 66.87%. As of 3 p.m., the figures were 59.38%. This is for Madhya Pradesh I'm giving. And I'm saying for the corresponding 8 PCs that in 2014, the final figures were 66.87%. Coming to Jharkhand, again, I'm glad to inform Jharkhand also went absolutely incident-free. The 3 parliamentary constituencies that went for poll today comprised of 45.64 lakh electors, 23.64 lakh male, voters and 22 lakh female voters, 21 third gender, 3,774 service voters. There were 42 candidates comprising 5 female candidates and 37 male candidates. Polling took place in 6,258 polling stations today. Just one special highlight with respect to Jharkhand, that for reasons like difficult topography, the hills, forests, distant polling stations, Naxal problems, etc., approvals were given for P-2 dispatch for 5,945 polling stations across the 4 phases, and also permissions for P+1 arrival, that is the polling parties to return back next day, was 2,402 polling stations, and all required arrangements as per the SOP provided by the Election Commission for intermediate storage of EVMs, and to explain the details in writing to the candidates and also let them accompany. All those were fully complied with. The polling percentage today till the 3 p.m. Was 68.27% for the 3 PCs, and the final figures for these 3 PCs in 2014 was 68.87%. Coming to West Bengal, which went for polls in 9 parliamentary constituencies out of a total of 42 PCs today. The 9 PCs which went for poll today comprised of 1.4 crore voters, 76.98 lakh being male voters, 72.64 lakh female voters, 377 third gender, 9,092 service electors. Total 111 candidates were in fray today, 17 female candidates and 94 male candidates. The poll took place in 17,042 polling stations. In terms of for the entire state, in Suvidha, 1,04,964 applications were received for permissions, out of which 1,640 were disposed of on time. This I'm saying for all the phases put together for the entire state till date. The polling percentage till 4 p.m. for these 9 parliamentary constituencies was 65.59%. And the final figures for these 9 PCs in 2014 was 79.15%. There had been polling percentage today as of 4 p.m. is 65.59%, and the final polling percentage of these 9 PCs in 2014 was 79.15%. Few incidents that have been reported, I'll just read out to you. In 18 Basirhat parliamentary constituency, polling station number 25, under 121 Harora, there was an allegation against CAPF personnel influencing voters to vote for BJP. Matter was duly inquired. Over this incident, the local people gathered in front of the said booth and became agitated. At that time, a QRT manned by CPF personnel came to the spot and dispersed the agitated people. During dispersal, one differently able person named Mahajan Ali fell on the ground and received minor injury and was immediately treated. At the same time, the agitated people damaged the QRT vehicle party. The polling process was not hampered due to the incidents. In Mathurapur, a bomb hurled at Satpura in Raidigi, West Bengal. 2 bombs were hurled near a canal at Satpukur PS under Raidigi AC, reported at around 7:30 a.m. No booth is located within 1 kilometer area of the place of incidents. QRT teams reached the spot and the crowd was dispersed. Polling continued in the area without any difficulty. In Kolkata Dakshin PC, temporary chaotic situation arose due to not allowing Srimati Mala Roy, AITC candidate, and Chandrakumar Bose, BJP candidate, to enter the polling booths by CAPF personnel. However, situation was normalized by intervention of civil sector. Apart from this, I would just like to highlight that several preventive actions were taken for this phase at West Bengal. And last night, in the 9 PCs, 751 rowdies have been detained. Apart from this, 2022 rowdy elements were detained across the state outside these 9 PC areas so that none of them can enter into these parliamentary constituency area and vitiate the poll. There were several complaints that came from the political parties throughout the day, especially with respect to Diamond Harbour PC and Damdam. However, the reports based on what the observers visited all these places extensively and gave the feedback. In general, everywhere the polling went off peacefully. All the booths had CAPF guarding it, and there were long queues. There were no incidents of any violence which were reported at the polling stations. There were some complaints from the political parties of their agents being driven away. That also, when the observers went and checked up, yes, there were some booths they reported where the agents had not come. But the CAPF, the agents there, and the other presiding officer and all had confirmed that nobody came and there was no incidents where any agent was driven away. There were 464 QRTs that were put in place. These were all CAPF manned QRTs, which were completely on GPS tracking and completely monitored by the police observers from the district control rooms. These were all effectively put wherever they were required, and in less than 10 minutes, each of these QRTs were able to reach the spots from where any kind of a complaint was reported. There is another incident of hurling of bombs that has come from Bhatpara Assembly constituency, which went for by-poll today. So today afternoon, 2:40 p.m., when TMC candidate Shri Madan Mitra was going to Kanta Pokor area to visit some booths, some BJP supporters started making slogans against him. Suddenly, sound of some bombs from a distance were heard. Shri Madan Mitra was taken away from the spot. Bhatpara area is traditionally communally sensitive. After getting information, police immediately reached and dispersed the crowd. However, same time, bombing started at few other places also. Police started chasing the crowd at various places of incidents. 2 police vehicles and some public property have been damaged by the miscreants. No major injury to anybody reported so far. The police commissioner, along with senior officers, reached the spot and have raided several areas. 18 persons have been detained from the spot till now. Raids are continuing. Apart from this, in terms of the deployment and the usage of EVMs today has again been very, very incident-free, I'll say, in terms of the total replacements of EVMs that have taken place across all the states. The total replacement for ballot units has been 0.30%. For control units, 0.32%. And for VVPATs, 1.32%, in which only 0.91% of VVPATs were replaced because VVPATs were in non-operation mode. Remaining were because of the protocol of replacing whenever a BU or CU is also replaced. So ballot unit replacement, 0.30%. This is across all the states today, comprising of 1,14,936 polling stations where EVMs and VVPATs have been used. BU replacement 0.30%, control unit 0.32%, and VVPAT replaced because the VVPAT went into operation mode is 0.91%. However, total VVPAT replacement today has been 1.32%. I'll share through Shefali ji. I'll send it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll just give a very quick brief in terms of the counting arrangements that will be in place on 23rd. In fact, this time Commission made elaborate training arrangements. Several of the states our teams went and conducted detailed trainings for the returning officers. And specifically for VVPAT counting, as all of you know, as per Supreme Court's directions, this time we'll be counting mandatorily 5 polling stations will be taken out and VVPATs from there will be counted in each assembly segment. So detailed arrangements for that also has been made. Model counting centers were prepared and it was explained to them. The protocol that would remain is first the ETBPS counting, the pre-counting, those will be carried out, the postal ballots. The EVM rounds counting will happen, control units. Wherever the control unit, if it is not possible to retrieve the result, in a rare case where either the CU doesn't switch on or the display goes bad, then the control unit will be kept away and corresponding VVPAT will be taken, but after all the rounds of control unit counting is completed. There are also cases where from the field it has been reported that after the mock poll, the presiding officers in some instances have missed out doing the erasure of mock poll from the control unit or taking out the VVPAT slips from the VVPAT. So in these cases also, VVPATs will be counted, and if required, corresponding numbers of mock poll slips or the mock poll votes will be deducted from there. So those instructions are being issued. So the protocol, as I said, after all the control unit counting will be completed, these kinds of VVPATs which have been directed to be counted because the CU counting is to be discarded, they'll be taken up. Once this is completed, then any candidate, when they give a request under 56D, Rule 56D, those will be taken for by the returning officer, and if they have passed an order allowing it, those will be counted. And only after that, the VVPATs will be picked up for mandatory counting. So very detailed instructions as well as trainings have been carried out. The physical infrastructure for IT that is required for ETBPS, I would request if Sandeep sir can brief on that. And these have all been put in place.
How many polling counting centers are there? Sorry.
I don't think any of us would often have these numbers with us.
We can give you, compile and give it to you.
Just quickly would like to update you about 2 aspects of our counting. First one is that since we are expecting almost 17 lakh plus number of electronic postal ballot to come back, it will be taken up in 2 different stages as per the postal ballot counting procedure. First would be pre-counting to see that the vote, the transmitted electronically transmitted postal ballot belongs to the same person. It is not duplicate. It is not mismatch, and that is done by putting a QR code reader and a standalone machine, which will be having 2 number of independent service provider for internet. Also, it would be fully secured. That means the server, central server, would be connected from that many number of locations, as many the counting is going on, to check with the help of the QR code reader whether what is coming back is from the same person to whom we have sent it, and there is no duplicacy, there is no mismatch. After this is over, then only we'll be going for the second round of counting, and that is actual counting by opening the inner cover. And you would be surprised to know that for Jammu, we have almost 45,000 number of electronic votes which have come, which are sent, and about 30,000 have already come back. So we are going to put something like 20 number of tables, 20 number of counting supervisors who will be doing the pre-counting, and then we'll be going for counting. So this is one snippet of the information I wanted to give. And secondly, for the result dissemination, trend and result dissemination on 23rd of May, elaborate arrangement have been made wherein after the ARO of the assembly segment completes the round, he would be entering the information in New Suvidha app, and it would be tallied with whatever manually has been done there, and round wise it would be sort of compiled here, and you would be getting up-to-date information as it is being announced in that many number of locations of counting. It will be shared with the public, with the media on the of course ECI website. You will be able to get that continuously, and if you are downloading the voter helpline app, then you can not only see that, you can tag, okay, I want to know the trend for X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, F, like this 10 number of people. It'll keep on updating. The moment there is any change, it will be coming. Other than that, two more source of input would be there. One for the electronically transmitted postal ballot, and another will be for the physical postal ballot, which is given to the polling personnel who are deployed for the election duty. And these two will be fed only by the RO, because these two will be counted only at the place where the returning officer of that particular parliament constituency is there. So I am very sure you would be very keen to watch the trend and dissemination result, where we'll be giving you actual turnout, actual counting as it will be proceeding. Now I request Mr. Charan Bhushan to kindly take up his takes.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, friends. Before I start about Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, I would like to thank again all the electors, our polling teams, security personnel who facilitated this whole process of elections. Bihar, we had the last heist today, where we had 8 parliamentary constituencies. 8 संसदीय क्षेत्र में आज चुनाव हुआ. वहां पर 1,51,92,432 मतदाता इसके लिए शामिल थे, और 157 कैंडिडेट उम्मीदवार इसमें शामिल थे. 1,51,92,432 electors and 157 candidates. पोलिंग जो है वो 15,811 पोलिंग स्टेशंस पे हुई, 15,811 मतदान केंद्रों पर. जो वोटिंग का परसेंटेज है, वो लेटेस्ट जो परसेंटेज है, दैट इज 50.86%, 50.86%. शाम के अभी आप कहें कि 5:30 बजे के आसपास का फिगर है. 2014 में दिस वाज 51.49%, 51.49%. This was the voting percentage in 2014. In Uttar Pradesh, 2,36,38,798 मतदाता आज इसमें शामिल थे. 2,36,38,798 electors. कुल 13 संसदीय क्षेत्र पे मतदान आज हुआ. 13 parliamentary constituencies. 167 उम्मीदवार आज इन 13 संसदीय क्षेत्र में थे. 167 कैंडिडेट्स. 25,874 मतदान केंद्रों में आज मतदान इनमें हुआ. 25,874 पोलिंग स्टेशंस. जो वोटिंग परसेंटेज है, मतदान का प्रतिशत, अभी आई हुई सूचना के अनुसार 53.19%, 53.19%, जो कि 2014 में इन संसदीय क्षेत्रों में मतदान का प्रतिशत जो था वो 54.96% था. 54.96%. This is 53.19%. You can say just now we have received on WhatsApp this number. So it's around 6 o'clock kind of thing. Yeah. Thank you.
You still have 2 pages to complete.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. I would like to share with you the seizures made by all our enforcement teams starting from the date of announcement till today evening 5 p.m. The total cash seizure has been rupees 839.03 crores. Total liquor seizure is rupees 294.41 crores. Total drugs and narcotic seizure is rupees 1270.37 crores. Total precious metal and jewelry items that are used for inducement of voters stands at rupees 986.76 crores, and total freebies seizure is rupees 58.56 crores. So the grand total of all seizures made by our teams during this entire election period in 2019 elections is rupees 3,449.12 crores. Thank you. Last time I already shared the figures with you. If my memory serves me right, it was 1,203 crores, 1,206 crores, and cash was 303 crores. No, this election, she was up. This election, cash was 839.03 crores. 03 crores. Liquor was 294.41 crores.
Sir, 2014 you said that 1206 crore.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, total 3,449 crores.
Okay. Thank you very much. From media side, we, as you know, media certification and monitoring committees were in action in every district and state level. And the first time the social media expert or nodal officers have been deputed in all the district MCMC and state MCMCs. PCI has also nominated members for the district MCMC and state MCMC for the paid news cases. We had also voluntary code of ethics. This is the first time for the social media. Total 647 cases of paid news have been found in all. And during this phase, 7th phase, 57 cases. And as far as social media is concerned, total 909 posts have been taken down by the social media platforms. Out of this, Facebook has taken down 650, Twitter has taken down 220, ShareChat 31, Google 5, and WhatsApp 3. And if you want category wise, the political posts during silence period 482 have been taken down by Facebook. Political ads during silence period, political posts 482, political advertisements 73, violation of MCC 2, voter misinformation 43, 28 public morality and decency, exit poll related 11, and hate speeches, undue influences 11, total 650. Facebook. Twitter, political posts during silence period 8, violation of model code of conduct 34, voter is in misinformation, impersonating ECI account, total milake 102, exit poll 74, hate speeches, undue influences 2. And ShareChat has taken down violation of model code of conduct all 31. Google, political posts 1, hate speeches 1, voter misinformation 3. And WhatsApp, 1 violation of model code of conduct and 2 hate speeches and undue influences, 3 total. Thank you very much. Total paid news cases in 2014 was 1297, 1297.
Phase-wise turnout for all 7. Yeah, I guess. I think you have it. first phase turnout was 69.61%, and total voters also I can tell you on right. Second phase is 69.44. Third phase is 68.4%. 68.4. Yes. 4%. 69.4. 68.4 is the third. 65.5% is the fourth phase. Fifth phase is 64.16, and sixth phase is 64.4%, and up till sixth phase it is 67.34%, which is 67.34%, which is 1.21% more than 2014 for the corresponding PCs up till the sixth phase. 1.21%.
So can you give it for 2014 also phase wise?
Sir, 2014, yes, you please go down. First phase it was 68.77%. 68.77%. Then 69.62%. 67.15%. 63.05%. 61.75%, 67.67%, and for this phase I have already told 64.6. 64.63. We share everything with you. I give both the details with the number and also progressively. I have to put the final turnout, then only I can see.
Sir, mic on.
Sir, because if we don't put that.
No, I immediately say.
But you have the data total for today, the second phase.
I have already told 61%, but we could see the point is right now what I am telling will not be correct.
But data is 61.
Sir, mic on.
Can you also give us a
Yeah, we finalize it. Yes.
Sir, mic on.
My question is, sir, that for MP, you had given the figure for what we had 66.87%. But the PIB has published it as 1.61%. Which figure is correct?
We'll go by what he's giving right now. For PIB, which document are you referring to?
See, I tell you, sometimes the difference comes because what we are giving right now is the turnout of the actual general voter. Postal ballot is added to that, other ballot added, then it becomes slightly different. So exactly you may not go. We have to see the reference.
Could you please repeat the number for MPs?
Sir, mic on.
14 total for the state or for the phase. For this particular phase, the figures that I have is 66.87%.
Any other question or?
इस बॉडी में पहले आपको बार-बार कहते हैं कि आप लोग स्टेक होल्डर्स की क्या ख्याल रखते हैं जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के बाकी लोग राहुल गांधी ने ट्वीट किया थोड़ी देर पहले
Neeraj, I said we are aiming only the voter turnout.
राहुल गांधी ने उसी पे राहुल गांधी का रेफरेंस दे राहुल गांधी ने कहा कि चुनाव में आपको समर्थन मिले लेकिन मेरा सवाल दूसरा है कि सच में इस पर क्रेडिबिलिटी लॉस्ट हुई है लोगों की नजरों में उसको रिस्टोर करने में आप लोग क्या करें
पर आज मोदी और कंप्लेंट किया है मोदी जी को बेटा गया है तो टीएमसी ने रिलेटेड लिखा है
I would repeat, we said we are talking about voter turnout and counting right now. We come back to other issues. We have to see you wind us
ये सवाल का पूछेगा सर मैडम then when will ask this question
In fact, this is the question related to Chandauli Yes, Chandoli PC, where this was reported. And our police observer and general observer both visited that particular village also. This is Basti Tara Jivanpur under Ali Nagar Thana. So there they visited, and five persons actually, they said that somebody put the ink, not indelible ink, somebody put the ink and somebody paid some money there also. So the three accused are there, and already the case has been registered, and all these five people were voted today. They voted today, 5 persons today. And the money also has been seized, and polling has happened peacefully in that particular area. No, the case has been registered and that will follow that procedure related to appropriate section and other things.
सर आप लोगों ने सारे आंकड़े दिए कि वोट परसेंटेज कितना बड़ा पिछले बार के मुकाबले इन सब कोई आंकड़ा है आपके पास कि पिछली बार कितने
जो in every briefing, whatever important incidences they happen, I think that has been shared in every phase. So compiled figure, I think at the moment we will not be able to give, but the incident we have already shared during the briefing in every phase. I think that the poll has been by and large very peaceful. If you see the LWE area, you see in Jammu and Kashmir and all these areas, there were huge challenges of the peaceful conduct of the poll. In some of the places where there are more challenges of the violence, the more security forces were deployed. So by and large, the poll has been peaceful. There have been sporadic incidences, but if you compare with the previous 2014 election also, we would say that the elections have been by and large totally peaceful. Yeah.
Ravi, just a minute, let him have.
जी, महिला मतदाताओं को यदि आप देखें, if you see on different parameters, female participation has been much more even at this time. In 2009, the gap was about 9%. 2014, it came down to 1.4%. And at the moment, what we have the figures, it has come down to about 0.3 to 4%. So if you see the participation of female voters has increased, the gap has reduced. The number of voters who have participated is much larger than the previous year. Number of registered voters is also much larger than the previous year. The person with disabilities, their participation has grown. The participation of the senior citizens has gone up. So on all parameters of the voter friendliness, definitely there has been much greater enhancement. Overall turnout, you can see that even if you see the number wise, it's 1.1 to 1.3%, but if you see the gross number, that number is very, very large. So
We'll take just one question, we'll close well before 6:30. Be on the app right now.
डिसीजन होगा, आपको बता दिया जाएगा.
स्पेस तक का बता पाऊंगा. आप ऐसे बहुत मोटा देख लीजिए, आप समझ में आ जाएगा. पिछली बार छठवें फेज के लिए मेल 25 करोड़ और फीमेल 22.17 करोड़ टर्नआउट था. इस बार मेल 28.17 करोड़ और फीमेल 26.3 करोड़ था. इस बार 1.8 करोड़ का ही गैप है. तो इससे ही पता लगता है कि he has already given the.
I already told you that the gap has reduced from 1.4 to tentative figures of about 0.4%. Yeah, just 0.4%. No, not compare. I'm saying overall gap which was there, which was 9% in 2009. In 2014, the gap came down and narrowed down to 1.4%. This time it has further narrowed down to only 0.3 to 4%. Final figures will come, but there's a very, very little gap in the male and female participation.
Is there any update on the response that was sought for commerce ministry on the
Anuja, we will stop at water down now, and then we just, all of you wanted to stop the first 30. That's it.
Okay, I can give the reply. You are telling about DIPPT. Okay, I forgot what is the Department of. Okay, the response has been sent by them. They have informed us telephonically, but I have yet to see their response coming to us.
So, no question, this last request under the constitution, myself, that if you can please give us the overall turnout after 7th phase as well as state-wise breakup after 7th phase as soon as possible.
Sure. I think we'll go with you, and as much figures we have tentatively, because we used to hold our press at 7, and so we were able to give. So today we'll compile and pass it on to you. Okay, thank you very much.
As I'll just answer this question. As you all know very well, the CAPF is not allowed inside the polling booth. So there is no question of anybody being able to influence. The secrecy of ballot always is maintained, and so there is no such thing.